That's the sound you're supposed to make when you lose. That's not the sound you're supposed to make when you win. That's the sound I make here. Oh, shit. We freaking won again. Oh, and it's just one of those days, just one of those mornings. I thought I would rock out my Josh Allen, Jacksonville Jaguars, number 41 jersey. This is probably the guy we should have drafted in 2019, but we're not going to open up that can of worms. We've had the Daboll press conference today with the Schoen and not. It's one of those press conferences that did you learn a little? No. Did you learn a lot? No. Did you learn that Daniel Jones is going to be back? Well, we already knew Daniel Jones was going to be back. There was no thought process. Otherwise, I'm going to go down. I'm going to do down here a little bit so everyone, because everyone always asks me what's on the wall behind me. So there was no thought process that he wasn't going to be back. But should we listen to the words let's listen to the words of the Schoen and not. And this, I want to play this whole clip. It's only a minute. And he's sitting there looking pensive, very pensive. Yes, this is a good question. And he does this. I'm going to think about this for a minute. You know the question, Joe. I don't know why that's not playing. All right. So basically, what happened is Shane's being an idiot, and he's saying, "I don't know about Daniel Jones. I don't know, but he's our quarterback, and he's coming back. But we still have to figure out. We still need to figure out what we have, and we still need to get somebody. But I don't know. But Daniel Jones is still our guy." And they don't have Tyrod, and they don't have Tom, and they do have Tommy under contract, but they have nothing else. they have nothing else. Can we let me see if I can put it up on another window. Maybe it's because I'm on the same window, because there's things such as windows. Let's see. All right, let's see if we can hear this clip, because I really do want to play this clip. Evidently, we're having technical difficulties here at the online Big Blue Studios. Let's see if we can hear this clip. I'm gonna jump in.
The quarterback is, or what you see, basically what you evaluate him over the last couple of years and throughout his career.
Trying to figure out. So the known of Daniel, like I would say,
can we hear this clip?
Another acquiring another player through the draft or something like that,
yeah,
where you don't necessarily know what his ceiling is because he hasn't played in the league.
Right. Yeah, and there's always risk. I mean, look at
the
past however many years of top 10 quarterbacks. You know, I just went through it in 2018 draft, and how many of those guys are starting, or how many are with different teams. Some are out of the league that were taken in the first round from that draft. So, again, it's not a position you can just evaluate on film. I don't believe you got to get with these kids.
Well, luckily they sent like 9,000 scouts.
You got to meet with them. You got to get around them. You got to put them on the board. Can they learn? Can they process information? You got to talk to the people, especially in this market, like bringing a quarterback into this market. I mean, it's not for everybody. Not everybody can handle it. But again, you know, it could be a free agent. We're going to have to address it at some point.
It could be a free agent, and we're going to have to address it at some point.
Again, that may be, we have a UFA here that, you know, we could always sign back. So there's different ways that we could address the position.
That's if Tyrod wants to come back.
But there's no guarantees as of right now that Daniel will be ready week 1. So that's how you got to approach it. Like, who can we bring in that can maybe help us win a couple games while Daniel gets healthy? Or
because we won so many games when he was healthy. I think Tommy's won more games.
You know, maybe Daniel will be ready week 1. There's just some unknowns right now, and we'll know as we get closer to free agency where he is in his rehab and how we need to approach the offseason.
We are going into year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with Daniel Jones, and there's still unknowns. There's still unknowns with Daniel Jones because we just don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Where's the other one? Let's see here. Here's the other clip I like. Hold on 1 second. Here we go.
Something you have to look into. What's your role? That report said there was a chance that Martindale might not finish the season. With
This is about Wink.
Is that something you have to look into? What's your role in figuring out or getting to the bottom of whatever that is?
What was the I didn't see. What was the report?
You didn't see the report?
That Wink's not going to make it through the season?
Jay Glazer from Fox reported.
I love
that
it.
There was a chance
Wait.
that-
I love it because Daboll and Schoen have the same answers. There was something on the sidelines. There was a problem. Really? There was a report? What report? And then I love it because then he goes, that Wink's not going to make it through the season? Yeah, so evidently you saw the report, Joe.
Martindale might not even make it through the season, and that he probably wouldn't be back after the year. That was yesterday morning on Fox's national broadcast.
Yeah, I didn't realize he said they wasn't going to make it through the year.
You just said you saw the report. I got someone to say, let's go Jags.
I think Dave's just addressed that.
Potentially.
Yeah, listen, there's always going to be noise. I mean, there's a lot of noise in this market. It is what it is. I know what we think inside those four walls, and that's what matters. Like, again, I've got a great relationship with Wink. I don't know where some of this stuff comes from.
Usually it comes from these four walls. Joe.
And, again, that's I'll yield to Dabes on what he said on that.
What have you seen about the relationship between Wink and Dave? So like that's what it was about.
22 months we've been here, it hasn't changed.
I just love press conference. What's going on, chat? Let's say hey to everyone here. Mike Lee says Tommy will fall back to earth once there is enough. I keep telling that with people. I was getting into it with one of the giant beat writers, and on Twitter, and I was like, "There's no film." And actually, he then agreed. I don't remember the guy's name, Dan something. Then he agreed. He was like, "Yeah." And I said this before. Watch Tommy's windup. He's got this big pitcher's windup, and his stats are going to slowly come down, and they're already starting to. Same thing happened to Will Levis. Same thing happens to a lot of quarterbacks. You have one big game or one really good game, and all of a sudden then you start petering out a little bit, and that's what's going to happen to Tommy. And I think it's going to be a big drop off for Green Bay, because of the fact that with that windup, you are going to know, get at him quickly, go after him quickly, because it's going to take him a while to get the ball out. Big Blue Forever says, the truth is we are stuck with DJ for another year. Yeah. Big Blue, I love Zach Texas. I just want him to beat the Eagles so he has 2 division wins, which one is in Washington. Mike Lee says, the truth, but perhaps a third string DJ. Mayor's worst nightmare is to come. Whoever starts next season balls out, and the Giants in contention you know what I want to have happen? You know what? In my heart of hearts, you want to know what I want to have happen? I want the Giants to make the playoffs. I want the Giants with Jersey. Where is it? Sure. Where is it? Tommy. Wait for the beat drop. I want them to ball out, and I want them to make the playoffs. Because then what are you going to say about $160 million? What do you say then? There's nothing you can say then. What else we got here? Mike Villa, what's up, Big Mike? DeVito isn't a starting quarterback in the NFL. Let's be real. I like him, but no. You know what? Boy, my mind is awful. I'm feeling a little cloudy today. You ever have one of those days? Well, if you do, try Magic Mind. New partner with online Big Blue Sports Entertainment, Magic Mind. I haven't tried it yet. So no commercial for you until I try it. But boy, my mind, hopefully it won't be so foggy anymore because I have Magic Mind. Probably should show the label. because it's more like official. What's going on, my brother? How you doing, my friend? Everything's going well. We got Zach Tex, nice Josh Allen jersey. If the Giants drafted him, Bo Nix in the first round, we become the Jags channel. You know what kills me? If we got Josh Allen and some guy named Parsons. We can't hear Joe Shane. I took care of that. Change the name to Online Jags Blue. I kind of like it. Omega. I haven't watched the last 2 games, and I won. They won, so I continue my streak to see what happens. Autobots roll out. What's up, Big Chris? Hey, we got Sir Foul Play of Brooklyn going, what's up, Big Tim? What's going on now? Orlando says, the bottom line is whether we pick 6 or 16s, Joe got us into this mess with the job that he's got us out there. He likes Drake May, and that's the guy you get with no excuse. I don't like Drake May. It reminds me way too much of, we've said it before, it reminds me way too much of Eli Manning. It reminds me way too much of Daniel Jones. But if that's the guy, that's the guy. Chris says, the Schoen presser was ridiculous. I can't believe some of the shit he spews, and it's garbage. I don't disagree, but the presser you really don't really want. You're not really going to say anything. Todd Taylor says, nobody knows what anyone is then until they're playing in the NFL. You're right. We saw DJ ceiling last year. Bruce says we potentially need to pick up 3 quarterbacks. Yeah, I love it. It's a good point. Yeah. You're talking about the quarterback position, right? The guy that takes the ball from the center. Yeah. Joe Shane. He hasn't really gotten any better at his press conferences. He really has. Mr. Alvarez says if they don't draft the quarterback in the next draft, this quarterback room looks abysmal. Ooh, good word. They never tried to give Jones competition, so if they grab a free agent, it's probably going to be a bum like Glennon again. I hope to God not. Todd Taylor says he's going to be 34 years old. 54 dudes want to walk past his career. Don't forget to hit the like button. We got Timothy coming to Tim. Should the Giants fire Wink Martin? No. They should not fire Wink Martin. Mr. Alvarez says the sentence ticks me off because it sounds like they really are still. I still think they are on the Jones idiocy. I really do. Little sad note of business. Sad business today, or note, or Pest the Analyst. I don't know if people are on Twitter. Pest, who's been on the show, and I've been on his show. He actually ran the draft stream with Dom and R0B and myself and Big Don. Actually, Pest passed away just recently. Those that have followed him on Twitter know he was battling cancer, and a couple days ago he did pass. He succumbed to his illness, and Pest and I started out as enemies. Pest hated me, and then we started doing videos 2 years ago with the Bird Gang 31 Eagle Channel, and then we kind of built a little bit of a relationship, and then we started working together, we started doing things together, and he was boisterous. He was a guy that, if anything that I learned from him was the fact that he's like one of those guys that you could just say what's on your mind. You don't care what other people think. You do what you want to do. And I do that anyways. But Pest was the master at that. So we want to give a big OBB salute to Pest and his family, and to his wife. Our condolences, of course. And like I said, it's, while he didn't have the most robust channel, I think he had one of the most fun ones to go on. So that's why I enjoyed stopping in. I would always surprise him. He would invite me, and then I was like, no, I'm not going to show up. And then I would just show up. So it was always an enjoyment to go on the Pest. So we're going to give the last Bob Shepard for Pest. R.I.P. Mr. Pest the Analyst. You are going to be missed. It's Pest for 4 first down Giants. It's R.I.P. Pest. So let's go back to having some fun, because that's what he would want. Todd says, we're going to believe, you're going to believe me or your own eyes. I'm going to believe you. Jeff says, Timmy touchdown. Tommy D would be better quarterback contender for the Super Bowl, but not in New York. Was Shane wearing his fake nose with his glasses and a trench coat when he said that? He might have been. I didn't do it. It was somebody else. Great balls of fire. We got the sports critic in the room saying, what's up, Tim? What's going on? It's Tommy Jersey Shore. You gotta love it. You gotta love Tommy Jersey Shore, DeVito. It's always the way to roll. Let's see. What does Mike says? Why do we want to fire Wink, the one part of the team that's been okay, and you want to tear it down? The problem with the Wink hasn't been okay. Wink's defense had 74 tackles yesterday. 74. I mean, so they were on the field quite a bit. There was not a lot of 3 and outs against Zippo the Lighter and Mack Truck Jones. I mean, so and if it wasn't for the 2 turnovers, our offense wasn't any better. It was just a bad, ugly game to watch. We got Alex Sports going. What's up, Tim? We got Zach Attack saying Jay Glazer was the one who reported that Jim Harbaugh was going to be out this year and he was right. I trust Jay Glazer. Well, I don't really follow Jay Glazer. We'll have to. Mr. Albert says, we all know it's Mara, and I hope the league eventually steps in. Todd says he doesn't even need to fall. He's not playing great. He's playing okay. That's really the best way to summarize Tommy DeVito. He's and I said in the video today, he doesn't turn the ball over. And I think that's his biggest thing. He's not turning it over. He had the fumble, but he's not causing the interceptions. So, and I think that's what you have to look at. What is someone saying to me? Hold on, someone's sending me a private chat. Somebody's sending me a private chat. Okay, I'll read the private chat later. Philosophy Stoner D says, if they bring back Daniel Jones, Shane is going to sign his death certificate with the G-Men. My problem with if you bring back Daniel Jones, and like I said, you listen to the press conference. We just listened to it for those that passed. We were listening to a little bit of the Shane press conference. If you bring him back, he's not coming back. Probably. Look, if he doesn't come back for if he doesn't come back for training camp, you are not going. Let's for the sake of argument, Daniel Jones comes back in September. Just for the sake of argument. So if he doesn't come back for training camp, you are not going to put him in. If let's say all of a sudden he's healthy week 1, you're not going to put him in week 1 with no training camp. It's going to be at least 3-4 weeks before you play him. So you want to roll 4 or 5 games into the season before you roll out your quarterback? And that's not going to happen. What's up, Fabian? What's going on? Hirschfriel says, Tim, what's good? Everything's good. Just says if the Giants win next week because it's a bye week. It's true. Can't win or we can't lose. Pimp name Slipback says clowns are now saying Joe Shanes isn't drafting a quarterback because of the presser. Yeah, because Bill Parcells and everyone else have always said the truth during press conferences. I saw that, Pimp. I was like, they're like, did you hear him? He's not drafting a quarterback. And then in another sentence, he's like, well, we may have to bring in a guy. It could be the draft. It could be free agency. We could be bringing back for an unrestricted free agent that we have. Alex Sports says, even if Tommy doesn't ball out, the verdict on Jones is already in. I think the only person that doesn't know that is Mara. Mick says there's a slight chance it could happen. Slight. Current Academic says, I'm surprised no one has named Tommy DeVito the situation yet. Because he's Jersey Shore Tommy. We've already named him. Come on. Hirschfriel says, if Joe Shane is playing coy and trying not to tip his hand, he's absolutely drafting. If you go by the logic of he's not trying to tip his hand, you're right, because Belichick is the king of this. I want to talk about something with Bill Belichick. I got a video coming out tomorrow. And I was thinking about this. Did Bill know what? I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk because someone's going to steal it. Because that's just the way it happens. The sports critic says, what's up, Tim? What's going on, Mr. McCormick? Everything's going. Tim Mike says, don't remind me on the Parsons mistake. Sir Foul Play of Brooklyn says, Jaden Daniels. I like the Jaden Daniels idea. I'm watching more and more film. And like I said, I'm going back to Arizona State. And we talked about this ad nauseum on the stream on Sunday. You watch his progression from when he first started in Arizona State to where he is now at LSU in his last year, and especially these last 6 games. It's like the light's gone on, and that could be that's going to be dangerous for the rest of college football, but it's also extremely dangerous for the draft itself. Mick says Wink is the man. I thought Wink should have been the head coach. That was just me. Fabian says Daniel Jones for president according to Joe.
You mean the quarterback? Yeah, we do need to draft one, maybe. If not, we're not going to. But if we do, we'll have one.
What is Joe? He says Joe was so much over all. He was all over. He was literally all over the place. You're right. He was literally all over the place, Joe. Big Don in his house. What do you think of the Glazer report? Like I said, I didn't see it. I'll have to look at it. Zach Attack. Sir Foul Play of Brooklyn said the Daniel Jones true believers are absent from YouTube of late. Now, there's still some out there. There's still some stragglers hanging on for dear life. Big Blue Forever says, Tim, have you thinned out? Well, thank you. I have lost some weight. I appreciate that. Thank you. You know what it does? It's Magic Mind, the proud partner of Online Big Blue Sports. I haven't tried Magic Mind yet, so I'll be trying it soon. Reporting back. Let's see. The interior linemen are terrible. You saw it yesterday. Also, the linebackers are terrible. Same story. I mean, like I said, I love Carl Banks. We've talked about this before. He keeps pontificating about how the offensive line is playing better. The offensive line is playing so good, and I don't see it. I don't see it. I still see. He's like, well, there was no free runners. Oh, okay. Well, if that is the antithesis of the offensive line playing well, then okay, yes, they're playing awesome. Fabian says Tommy needs more zip on his pass. It's the wind up, Fabian. It's going to drive me fucking insane. I didn't want to curse, because sponsors don't like when you curse. It's going to drive me insane. It's this big wind up motion, almost like a pitcher. And it's I don't know if he pitched in college. It's almost like when a professional golfer screws up his swing by playing softball. He's got this big ass windup, and I thought with you could see it that Belichick and them were starting to figure it out a little bit. And I'm getting worried because when he has time in the pocket and you have this big windup, I'm very, very leery about what's going to happen in Green Bay with an extra week for Green Bay to figure it out. I am very concerned. I'm mark it down. 652. I'm saying this. Mark it down right now. Tommy DeVito is a game manager which can win in the league with Hyatt and Hyatt was shy. Throw me the damn ball. We got the super chat with the big up fan says, what do you think of the resignation of the fans? I saw that. What the hell was that about? I'm a Giant fan and I'm resigning. All right. Well, evidently I can't talk because I'm a Jacksonville Jaguar now. I need a Jaguar sound. I used to be a Jaguar season ticket holder. I talked about this. And they had the Jaguar sound. They had the Bud Light zone. It was actually really fun to go to Jacksonville. I lived a couple hours away from Jacksonville, but it was fun to go. So, I mean, I'm a season ticket holder of the Giants. I'm not resigning. If they don't draft a quarterback, I might resign. But I'm not resigning. But I mean, I know some people giving people shit about it. I saw that. Everyone does whatever they want to do. This person felt that they were slighted enough that they needed to resign. All right, that's cool. I mean, it's football. It's not basketball. It's not. I mean, because we all know that basketball, New York Knicks 3&D, the greatest podcast out there, talking all everything New York Knicks. It is what it is. It's a sport. So if they want to resign, I have no problem with that. I literally have no problem with that. We have the big old super chat from the big old Mike, of course, the $4.99 super chat. I need like a button for a super chat. You know what? Let's have a super chat button. Oh, here we go. This will be our super chat button. I love people have like, oh, it's a sound effect for a super chat. There's something very wrong with me. No wonder nobody likes me. But thank you, Big Mike. I appreciate that. I just have a lot of fun. The Skyline says, "Hello, everyone. Are we getting a golden jacket for Tommy yet?" They already fit at 42 regular. Zach says, "It is sad that undrafted free agents outplayed Daniel Jones. Find the whole shots with Daniel Jones cannot say." Here's the thing. At the end of the day, I don't think this progression with Tommy is going to continue. I think it's going to be really bad at home against Green Bay. And I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not trying to be terrible about this, but I think it's going to be really bad because, like I said, his windup scares the hell out of me. And I've said it before. If you take a look and if you watch him, you look at his windup, if you look at the picture, it looks like he's going to come over the top like a major league pitcher. And he's got this big windup that starts down. It starts down here. It starts down here. This is where it starts. It's just, and I watched it on that one play to Hyatt. He had such a clean pocket, and that windup was just scaring the hell out of me. And I get work, and I keep seeing this in my head, and I keep seeing this, that balls are going to start being batted during his upward motion because he carries the ball too low when he starts his throw. I'm telling you, guys, I'm telling you this now. And everyone always tells me I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm stupid, blah, 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 blah. And then when it happens, no one ever apologizes, but that's okay. Some people do. And then people come back and tell me, "No, Tim, you're right." How many times have I said things that if you just watch, and if I can figure it out, the league is going to figure it out. If I can figure it out. It's like the Cleveland game 3 years ago with Joe Judge. And I immediately said during that preseason game, off tackle left, off tackle left, off tackle right, up the middle, over the top. That's how every team is going to beat the Giants, Joe Judge's last year. Because you could see it. You could see Cleveland figuring it out. And then the rest of the league ran with it. And like I said, if a dumbass like me can see this, what do you think smart, intelligent guys that are working in the league are going to figure out? And yes, they're picking it up. They are going to pick up. And I just think it's going to be really bad against Green Bay. And I think against the Eagles, Daniels or nickels? I like quarters. I would take Daniels. I like Jaden. I'm really starting to like Jaden a lot. Robbie says no one should be under the illusion that Tommy DeVito can be a permanent fixture. He's Linsanity at best, but at least Linsanity had a 16-20 game run when he was just unstoppable before he had the meniscus injury. But Tommy's been good. Tommy's been average. Tommy's been what he is, and it's just going to get bad, guys. I'm telling you right now. It's not going to get Jake Fromm bad. But it's gonna get bad. These people weren't fans; they were DJ fans. Oh, against the people. I didn't know that. Is that actually true? Mike, hey Mike, what's up? I can't imagine having to watch this team play another season without drafting a quarterback. If we have to play another season without drafting a quarterback, maybe I am a Jaguar fan. It's the bat. Yes, it'll be the Batman. That'll be the super chat button. Here, I'm gonna put it on the board somewhere.
What is wrong with you?
Inside the cage.
Oh no, wait. Wait. This is gonna be the super chat button.
What is wrong with you?
Chip, I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Well, that's gonna be the new super chat button. Let's see here. We're like the morning zoo. Zacatech says Tim will have a Friday. No, I'm not gonna have a Friday stream at 3 a.m. Robbie says my left arm is slightly longer. What's up, Daniel? Sports highlights. Everything's going good. Pimp named Slickbag says, poor Jaden Daniels is surprised the ball is finding him for once. Fabian, I assume, is agreeing with my wind-up scenario. Mike Glenn said, Green Bay is playing well, and Love has looked great. Love has looked a lot better. He has looked a lot lower. On a positive note, Jalen looks good. He does look good. He looks good because he found the spots in a bad defense, in a bad zone defense. That's why he looks good. You start going up against some real. I mean, let's face it. Washington traded their two best pass rushers, have Sam Howell at quarterback, not really much outside of the one wide receiver. Defense is okay. And yeah, we won 31-19, but they were driving until the dumb interception. They went back for a touchdown. And we won 10-7 yesterday. And all 10 points came off of turnovers. Sometimes I just look around like, am I the only one that sees this? Tim knows ball. It's driving me crazy. It's literally, the wind-up thing is literally freaking driving me insane. Like I said, I have nightmares about his wind-up. Because and it's one of those things, there have been certain quarterbacks that have had big wind-ups. You go to like Dan McGuire. Of course, Dan McGuire, old Seattle days, was like 9 feet tall, but he had this huge wind-up. And he had the same problem. You go to Kelly Stoffer, going back to the old Arizona days, same big-ass wind-up. I mean, it's just gonna be bad. Let's see. Skyline says it's already started. The Pats were batting down balls, some at the line. Yeah, and what's going to happen is they are not going to bat the ball down at the line. When he's got the ball like this, and he's starting this huge, and you really can't see it because of course I'm sitting down, but he's starting this huge windup that's coming over the top. When he carries the ball too low, when he's got the ball down here, people are going to start slapping. Good defensive linemen are going to start slapping it down. And so people need to understand that. And when it happens, I don't want people to be shocked. Oh, what's a big, what's going on? Oh, thank you. Oh, wait. Super chat.
What is wrong with you?
Chip, I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
That's, of course, for the big Mike Glenn super chat. DeVito looks good in comparison to Daniel Jones. I think I look good in comparison to Daniel Jones. I can still throw the ball 45 yards. I can still chuck it. I still got some zip.
That's what she said.
But in comparison to Daniel Jones, yeah, he looks real good. But then what are we saying? We got 2 weeks to talk about this. What are we saying? Unless they flex the game to Sunday, which I think they're going to, the Monday night game against Green Bay. I think they're going to flex it. But that we can't, and I mean, the rest, I mean, you gave a guy $160 million to have Danny DeVito look good. You would hope that would be the Jake Fromm moment. Let's see here. Mike Lee, what's up, Mike? There were already some batted balls on Sunday. Yes, they were batted balls on Sunday, but when I'm telling you this, they are going to be knocking it out. And thank you for the super chat, Big Bank. They are going to be knocking the ball out of his hand. And it's just gonna be, and I just think it's gonna be bad. I don't like it. Todd Taylor says Bill Parcells once watched Collins for a quarter and figured out that every time he's licked his fingers pre-snap, it was a pass play. Oh, I do remember that. I actually do remember that. Wow, that I forgot about. Todd dropping the gem there, Todd. Good reference. I forgot all about that. That's a good reference, Todd. Yeah, there's tendencies. And that's the tendency. OG says, Tim, if you try to run those offenses through Daniel Jones next year, I'm becoming a Steelers fan. No, we're going to be Jaguar fans. Jaguar fans, man. Jag fans. Trevor Lawrence has looked good. You got Travis Etienne. You got Josh Allen. You got, what's his name? You got Trayvon. We're Jag fans. You got, what's his name? Calvin Ridley. That's who we are. Looking at the data, says Fabian, looks like Caleb's stock has dropped, and that's a good thing. I mean, it's a good thing for potentially us, but it's a good thing for us. It's a bad thing for him. I mean, I think that I still don't think the Giants are going to go. I'm getting to think more and more the Giants are not going quarterback. I just have this feeling more and more that they're not going to go that way, at least not in the first round. I think that I will be shocked if they don't go like an offensive lineman. But I do think they're probably going to go some direction that way. Let's see here. Zacatech says, yes, it was shorts, but it was very interesting. I'll have to look at it. Colin says it's like my daughter says, Tommy is looking better than DJ is like looking better than this tallest Smurf. Colin, that's pretty funny. I sent you a Tommy with Victor Cruz video. All right, I have to go to my. Does it have sound? Is Victor Cruz on the field again? Because Victor Cruz has got to get a life. Syracuse reunion. Okay, here is Tommy DeVito throwing to Victor Cruz 7 years ago. I'll have to watch that later, Zach, because I can't figure out. I don't know how to play that on the stream. That would be pretty cool, though. Let's see here. Zach Attack says they are not going to flex the Monday night game because Fox and CBS are protecting that for the good games. Bruce says the Philly games won't be a good. No, it's going to be a bad day. Philly game will be a bad day. Matthew, what's going on? Tommy DeVito is going to be the quarterback of the future. Lol. He's the quarterback now. So we just have to take a look at it and say, hey, you know what? We have to just we have to get to, we just have to kind of figure it out, I guess. I mean he's gonna be our guy until Tyrod comes back. Do we think that Tyrod's gonna come back anytime soon? I really don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So you mean I'm trying to think who you're talking about. Malik Neighbors. Oh, the wide receiver. The wide receiver at is it Neighbors? Isn't it Neighbors? Like Jim Neighbors? He's the kid from LSU, the wide receiver. 6 feet, 100-something pounds. I think he's like 200 pounds. I'm not taking him in the first round. If we're picking this high, I'm probably not going that direction, but I would take him later in the drafts. Zacatec says Kayvon seems to take plays off when the ball goes away from him. Yeah, I saw someone asked me, here we go, Hutchinson or Kayvon. Kayvon has the sacks right now. Aiden Hutchinson has started he's got 28 NFL games under his belt, and he's played in all 28 games. He's got 28 possible games, and he's started all 28. He had 9.5 sacks, I think, last year. I think he's got 5.5 or 6 this year. He's got 52. I know he had 50-something tackles. He had 30. He's got like 34, 35 tackles this year. He's recovered a couple fumbles. I know that. I would have to take Aiden Hutchinson because I think Zach Tech's right. I think he's got a better motor. I think he doesn't, and I do think that Kayvon takes a lot of plays off. And I think that if Zach is right, if the plays don't go to his direction, he sometimes is extremely disinterested. It looks like he's disinterested. We need to ask a professional about that.
What do you think? Oh, I think he's great.
See, Carl Banks thinks he's still great. Let's see here. I love it. Someone goes to me the other day. He goes, I'm not making fun of Carl Banks. I'm just having fun. They go to me, what if you ever ran into Carl Banks? I was like, well, I'm at every home game. I'm not really that difficult to miss. You really can't miss me. Don says it's okay being a Jags fan. They have a Syracuse player. So you know what? It's okay. Mr. Weaver says, I don't want to hear DeVito as a future. You got some Giant fans saying he's good. Oh, he's not much offensive line. Gave him so much more time in the pocket, and he still got sacked. He runs into sacks. He does, but he's a rookie. I mean, you have to admit this, and you have to expect this, that at the end of the day, he's still a rookie. And he's an undrafted free agent. What he's doing is pretty awesome for a kid from, flamed out at Syracuse, had to go to Illinois, went undrafted, got cut out of training camp, finally waited over to the practice squad. First game, they wouldn't even let him throw the ball. So, it is what it is. Matthew says, I'm seriously going to boycott the Giants if they don't draft a quarterback this year. By the way, hello, Tim. That's a 2 from 2 for Matthew. Zacatec says, Tommy DeVito for the Giant fans is something different than the last 5 seasons. I said this before. It's like the Eli Manning thing. Eli Manning in 2019, that first game, first preseason game, Eli started the game. And all of a sudden, at the second series, Daniel Jones came in and the place erupted. And he threw the touchdown to the corner of the end zone against the Jets. And that's where the phrase Danny Dimes was born. I love that everyone wants to take credit for that. And I laughed, though, because if I I actually streamed it live and I had it on my thing. And I actually said, look, boy, he just dropped a dime. So that must mean I invented it because I said it during the game on a live stream. Everyone wants to take credit. I'm the only one that doesn't want to take credit for anything. What do we got? Like I said, the accumulation of second round picks is the key to try to get as many top 50, top 50, top 10, 100 players in the draft. The team can find a quarterback with better skill players than DJ. Cam Ward is an interesting prospect. My thing is this also: you don't have to take a quarterback to be successful in the first round. You can take one in the second round, take one in the seventh, take one in the very last of the seventh round. You can take one. You can take a Tom Brady position. It's finding the right guy for the system. You know, it'd be crazy. You know, at the end, like I said, I hope out of all hopes, don't forget to hit the like button. I hope out of all hopes that Tommy leads us to the playoffs, because then you got to sit there. Then you have to have a quarterback battle. You have to have a quarterback controversy. Todd says, I find it interesting. Barkley subs himself. He is putting himself on a pitch count. The one thing I have not liked about Saquon Barkley since the first day he became a Giant. He waves all he does. He subs out a lot. He will maybe have 2-3 consecutive runs. He'll have like maybe one or two. He might have a run, then he'll sub out. Then he might have 2 consecutive runs, and he'll sub out on third down. And you can see him, waving his hand, coming and walking off the sideline. He does sub out a lot. And he's been doing that since he was a rookie. That's not new, but that's another good observation, Todd. Mr. McCormick says Daniel needs to bulk up. I like him being the pick. He's 6'3", 185. He does have a slight frame, but he does look like he's one of those guys that has one of those frames that will allow him to put on mass. There are certain players, if you take a look at their body, like I don't think like Devontae Smith is ever going to be able to put on weight. Put on actual physical weight. I don't think Jalen Hyatt's going to be able to do that. But I do think Jaden Daniels can do that. Weaver says the stat with the sacks with DeVito, I believe, is 20-something lull. He's only 2 games, plenty of time to give the O-line time. He still gets rocked. Why? Because he holds on to the ball too damn long. He does. But like I said, he is a rookie. He's a rookie undrafted free agent coming in a situation that is just not tailor-made for him. And he's done something that Daniel Jones can't do, and he's got 2 wins. I mean, he's got 7 touchdowns. He's got 7 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. He does. That's crazy. If you look at it that way, that is nuts for Tommy DeVito, especially from where he came from in Syracuse. I'm trying to find his sack total. Zach Attack, could you pull up his sack total? Do you have his sack total? Because I don't even have his. I'm looking for his sack total right now, but I cannot find. Oh wait, here we go. I think I can find it. Hold on. But he's got 7 touchdowns right now, and he's been sacked though. Let's see, 6 in New England, 9 against Washington, 5 in Dallas, 6 against the Raiders, and twice against the Jets. So he's been sacked 28 times already. Wow, I can do math. Hey, Tommy is a New Jersey state champion. That's all you need. Zacatech says, wait. Didn't Tommy do to play at Syracuse before Illinois? So the Super Bowl cruise is lifted. Perfect One says, I like Tommy DeVito taking shots. I'm not saying I'm impressed, but at least he throws the ball down the field. No, I agree. At least he throws the ball down the field. Where was Purdy drafted again? He is Mr. Irrelevant, who's leading his potential team to the Super Bowl and got Trey Lance kicked out of San Francisco. The Skyline says, Tim, any thoughts on Carolina firing Reich after 10 games? I thought it was way too soon. I think they were trying to do it because of the rookie quarterback, but I think the rookie quarterback's not progressing because they just don't have any talent really in Carolina. And I think it was way too early to take, to do that. Would you rather have Brock Purdy or Daniel Jones? I'd rather have Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is Mr. Irrelevant. OG Knockout says, I'm confident in Joe Schoen after I hear what he says about Daniel Jones at his presser. How can you be confident about that? Or are you being facetious? He basically said Jones is coming back. He basically said that he might have to draft someone. They might have to look at the situation. That's all might. So he really didn't say anything. Jaden Daniels equals Lamar Jackson, but is a better passer in college. Lamar, when he was at Louisville, I liked him coming out, but I thought the same thing. I didn't think his passer, I think his completion percentage was going to improve. He still has his moments in Baltimore. They put weapons. I have to use the key word. They put
weapons
around him. But at the end of the day, like I said, I think he's done more to impress with the limited, skill set that he had in college in reference to throwing and what he's doing now. Robbie says you're spot on with your Daniel Jokes analysis. Most of us fell for him last year because we saw what we were so desperate to see. People don't get the fact that they're always like, you're a Daniel Jones hater. No, it's just what I saw in 20. If you take away certain games in 19, you saw things that worried you. It was the last game of the season that he played. And the first thing that I said was that if you go back and watch the videos, if Daniel Jones doesn't figure out his pocket awareness, his pocket presence, if he doesn't understand how to climb the ladder, if he doesn't get the concept, he's going to get killed. And when 2020 rolled around and you saw no progression in reference to the way he handled himself in the pocket, it got worrisome. And then the problem is if you don't have pocket presence, you can't hang in the pocket, and you are more focused on looking for the rush or not even sensing the rush, that you really don't look downfield. And you could see that in 2020. So when I started talking about this in 2020, everyone's like, well, you just hate him. He had this great rookie season. I said, well, the problem is this rookie season is Shermer made him look good in like 4 games, and he was below average the rest of the way. And if you take his 2020 season, his 2021 season, and extrapolate it into what he did in 2023, if he played in those full games and he didn't get hurt, he would almost have eerily similar statistics than he did in 2023. So it's average. I can't even be an average NFL quarterback, so I envy that. But like I've said it before, don't piss down my leg and tell me it's raining, because my eyes, I see what I see. OG says, with all the problems, Tommy DeVito still has it better than Daniel Jones. Shaking my head. You're right. Tommy DeVito is sacked as much as DJ, but everyone is saying the line is playing. Thank God. Thank you. Thank you. We sit there having to listen to Carl Banks.
They don't have any free rushers. That's why everyone's playing great.
Just because you don't have a free rusher, you still gave up 28 sacks in 4 games. On this pace, by my math, he's going to get sacked 978 times. How has the line gotten any better? It's just he doesn't fumble when he gets hit. Someone told, oh my God, I saw this on Twitter. Someone goes, Tommy DeVito reminds me of Drew Brees. He looks like Drew Brees when he came out. I nearly fell over when I saw that, because Drew Brees, he went 8-8 in his rookie season. He went I think he threw 1 more touchdown and interceptions, and then he kind of he had that progression for the years, and he had an okay year in 2005, and then he had the big year, of course, in 2006. He went to New Orleans. So he was 5 years. He was in San Diego and played okay, but he really hit that stride when he got into we got into New England. I'm not to New Orleans. Tommy DeVito is not Drew Brees. He played in Purdue. He played well in Purdue. I believe he was a 2nd-round pick. There's I don't know. Zach says, do you think the Giants defense equals the Ravens defense of 21? No. I think they're better. I think Giant defense is better. I think the 2021 defense that got Wink fired was just full of injuries, and he lost the players in his secondary, and he needs a secondary, but I do think they're better. Mike Glenn says Lamar was a better athlete. And Lamar is an athlete. Daniel Jones is not an athlete. Lamar Jackson is an athlete. There are certain, and the funny thing is, when he first came out, you could go by the conclusion with Lamar Jackson that he was an athlete playing quarterback. But now, to me, he's gotten away from that. He's just a quarterback now. And Daniel Jones is athletic, but there is different types of being athletic, and he's just not the guy. Toprak says, I think Jones will come back and then start the season with Tommy D, pick up a backup to the backup. It's the backup to the backup to the backup. Todd says people are delusional. They say he carried the team last year. He was 3-5-1 in the last 9 games of the regular season last year. They just remember the playoff game. Yeah, we talked about that. We've talked about that. 100%. And no one ever wants to talk about what happened in Philadelphia. Tommy DeVito tried to step in the pocket. Doesn't work all the time. He's 30. He's third and 16 throws to Hyatt. He stepped up in the pocket, something DJ can't do. No, I agree. I think Tommy, like I said, I am all for Tommy. It's just when the league, we've talked about this before, when the league starts getting film, when they start building up that bank of film on guys, Tommy likes to do this. Tommy likes to go here. Tommy likes to do this. It's going to get ugly quick. And again, I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm just forewarning people when this happens, and it will happen, it's going to get ugly fast. And I just, because the Raiders don't have a great defense outside of, Crosby. Cowboys demolished him for 51% of his passes for 86 yards. Commanders do not have a good team. Threw for 246, 3 touchdowns. And now he went from 246 to 191. It's going to start going downhill. What's his name? Will Levis threw 4 touchdowns his first game. I think he's thrown 1 in the last 3. Mick says, I thought he would be better in the pocket, but I have to admit he hasn't been. Well, he just, like I said, sometimes you just don't improve. Sometimes you just don't have it. And that's okay. There's nothing, and I've said this, Mick, I've said this before. There's nothing wrong. Well, yeah, there is something wrong, but you don't want to miss on your franchise quarterback. You don't. But how many teams have went through 3, 4, 5, 6 guys before they finally landed on somebody? It happens. We got spoiled with Phil Simms, and then we went through a little bit of a quarterback desert, and then we landed on Kerry Collins. Went through a little bit of a quarterback desert. Then we had 16 years of Eli Manning. And now we're in the Daniel Jones era. Hit the like. I don't know, I'm supposed to say that. Justin Pugh is not the same player he was in 2014-15. Phillips tackled Tommy. Everyone loves Justin Pugh because Justin Pugh.
Off the couch.
They thought that was the greatest thing in the world. The problem is he just doesn't play well. That's just the problem. But they remember that. Robbie says, hey, Tim, what position did you play back in the day? You seem like an expert on offensive line play. So I bet no, I played safety and I played line. I actually played quasi strong safety and linebacker. So I was a defensive guy. I love playing defense because defense, you got to hit people. I told the story a couple days ago. I told the story about the one time they let me play tight end. Never doing that. I was never going to do. Played 6 plays or maybe 7. I don't remember. After play 3, never doing that again. I even went back to the huddle. I don't want to play no more. I want to go. I'm taking my ball and go home. I don't want to play no more. I don't want to play this no more. There's no fun. The people get to hit you and it hurts. Todd says, I just like that after he gets sacked, he throws a 20-yard pass on the 3rd and 11, not a 2-yard out. Yeah, you got to love that, though. That's actually true. 99% of them. I don't know what we're talking about, but I agree. Zagatek says, I like Tommy, but I stick by my comments that he's a backup and a pinch starter. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And Zach, I really don't think there's anything wrong with saying that he is a backup. He is a pinch starter. Yeah, I mean, I wish I could be that in the NFL. You know what? If you really want to be good, you need to try Magic Mind. Magic Mind is going to be all natural, all this stuff. They are now a proud partner of Online Big Blue. I haven't tried it yet, so we're gonna go through a journey of Magic Mind together. It's all natural stuff. We're gonna try this. I'm gonna try this. They're actually sponsoring the podcast, so this is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna start taking this tomorrow. Let's see what happens. Oh my God! Why would anyone want to be a sponsor of this show? Our partner, not sponsor, partner. Why would you want to be a partner here? Oh my God. I always laugh with Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile loves me. I think I'm awesome. They're like, oh my God, we have to, we're already talking about doing something continuing in 2024. So I love Mint Mobile. I really do. I actually have like 3 phones. I think we have 5 Mint Mobile lines in the house. Perteg said the Steelers are going to get through the same thing with Kenny Pickett. He might be worse than Jones. Kenny Pickett was the most pro-ready quarterback out of that draft. And I didn't like Kenny Pickett because I don't think he's got much of an arm. He's got, I would say, if you want to compare someone to Drew Brees, I think Kenny Pickett would be a good comparison. I really do. I think the Kenny Pickett comparison to Drew Brees would make more sense than trying to compare Danny DeVito to him. Because right now, I mean, he's only got 6 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. He's barely cracked 2,000 yards. His rookie season, he had 7 and 9, barely cracked 2,400 yards. I think he would be a better comparison. I just can't do another year of Daniel Jones. Dog status, I know. I hear you, man. Fabian says there's only like 3 or 4 legit quarterbacks in the league. I don't disagree. What's in Magic Mind? There's a lot of good stuff in here. This is all natural. I don't know. Here. There you go. That's what's in Magic Mind. A lot of good stuff. This is supposed to make your mind magical, I think. It's supposed to help you focus and it's supposed to give you energy. And it doesn't have a lot of caffeine in it. It doesn't have a lot of caffeine in it. So I'm actually curious to try it. Like I said, they want me to try it. They want me to talk about it if I like it, if I don't like it, you know. So, yeah, what the hell? What the hell? Another proud partner of Online Big Blue Sports. If Harley Davidson's out there, if you want a partner, that's okay. You could be a partner. Zach says Bobby O is a good player. He's overpaid for him and McFadden are a good combo, but he needs a better defense. I like Bobby Okereke. Right. We overpaid for an off the ball linebacker. If we look at what the market dictated, 100% we did. 100% we did. But he is filling a need for the Giants in reference to the linebacker position that we have not seen a giant linebacker do since Blake Martinez. And he's already got 113 tackles. And I've always said this before, and I'm always going to say this, and I always use this because I learned this going back in the day. As a linebacker, and same with a safety, you always want to have more solo tackles than assists. Because if you have more assists, and I said this about Tay Crowder, and everyone got so mad at me when Tay Crowder had that 111 tackles. And I was like, yeah, but like 75, 80 of them were assists, which usually means they're pile-on tackles, which means he's not leading the point of attack. Bobby Okereke going back to 2021, 132 tackles, 89 were solo, 43 assists. Last year, 151, 99 solo, 52 assists. And again, he's got 113 right now, 70 solo, 43 assists, which means he's leading the point of attack. So sometimes you have to overpay a little bit when you need to get something. Let's see. Robbie says, speaking of Eli Manning, would you assess his Hall of Fame? Would you assess his Hall of Fame case? On another note, I played guard, but always dreamed of being Mark Bavaro. I never played tight end again. Told the story on Sunday. The first play, it was a blocking play. Beautiful. I blocked beautifully. Second play, coach is like, we're going to send you out. Go just flare out. So I figured, okay, I'm going to flare out. No one's going to throw me the ball. No one's dumb enough to throw me the ball. He threw me the ball. And not understanding that an offense that it's kind of like defense where you have to kind of keep your head on a swivel, I didn't notice that the free safety had crept up. I didn't see him. I didn't notice it. And as he threw the ball and I was coming back like this, the dude just rocked me. I mean, snot bubbler is not even the word for it. And that's when I got up back in the huddle and said, I don't want to play it no more. I'm going back. I'm going back on offense. I'm going back on defense. Coach Dave, what's going on? Hey, buddy, how's your day? My day's going well. Those that don't know, Coach Dave was on the show on Sunday. It was a very good segment. We're going to have him on again. Robbie says, dude, maybe Ryan Reynolds will come onto the show. Yeah, like he's got nothing better to do to deal with this garbage. Come on. I mean, we always have famous people come on all the time. Just ask Carl Banks.
Yeah, I love being here.
Carl Banks loves being on the show. Let's see here. Fabian says, Tim, don't make it to worship Daniel Jones. Don't, Tim, I'll make you worship Daniel Jones. That'd be the mind. Actually, this is the anti-Daniel Jones. If you tear an ACL, I hear a Magic Mind is what you really need to take. What is mine? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It never matters. Mark says the mark of a bad franchise is having to overpay free agents that last 10 years. That is the mark of the franchise. You're right, 100%. Tate Crowder is now a practice squad player for the Chargers. Remember Ryan Conley, the linebacker? And I loved it because Ryan Conley, for like until he blew out his knee, was going to be the greatest giant linebacker ever. He was going to be the greatest guy ever. And the dumbass I am, I said, well, if you notice that Ryan Conley at Wisconsin, we're playing the same type of defense that Ryan Conley played at Wisconsin. So he's very familiar with the defense that we're running. So that's probably why he has so much understanding and the ability to play this defense. And I said, if you play outside of any other defense, he wasn't going to be successful. I wonder what happened to Ryan Conley. Let's see. What's your next game, Tim? Well, I think I'm gonna go to the Green Bay game. I think, well, if it may be a Monday night game. If it's a Monday night game, I'm not going. James Williams is coming over, and we're gonna do a live stream on the 8th. I think it is. He's coming to the house again, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. Practice squad with the Saints. I thought he was still with the Saints. Remember he went to the Vikings. We're gonna have a lot of fun with James. He's gonna come in. So let's see. I heard a content creator say Bo Nix was better than Caleb yesterday. Well, they're morons. Why are you listening to the content creators, Coach Dave? You're banned. Just kidding. They're morons. All right, guys. It's 7:30. It's 7:31. I just wanted to jump on for an hour and say hey to everybody. I got some stuff I got to go do. We're going to have a video out tomorrow that is going to break down the Joe Schoen press conference, and we're going to have the Belichick video. The Belichick video is very interesting. So I've been thinking about this, and I'm not going to tell you what it's about, but I want everyone right now in this chat to remember this. I'm actually thinking of starting my own show. You should. Well, it'll be the Coach Dave Hour. It'll be the Coach Dave Giant Hour with OBB. No, I don't want to ruin your channel. But I want everyone to understand is we are going to have there's a big video out tomorrow. And like I said, it's going to be about Belichick and Sunday's game. And it's also we're also breaking down the whole press conference. Sunday's live stream with James Williams, so the Giants don't lose during the bye week. No, James is going to be James is coming to visit actually the first day of Hanukkah. Didn't know that. James is going to come out to the house like Dom did. James has been out a couple times, so he's going to come out that weekend. So we're going to do a live stream. I don't know what day it's going to be yet, but we're going to do a live stream that day, one of those days. So make sure you stay tuned for that. It's always fun when I have people in the studio. But like I said, have a good night, Chris, and everyone in the chat. Like I said, I'm going to head out. I got a bunch of things I got to do, but check out that video tomorrow. And you know what we always say, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to ring that bell because you want to know why. That'd be awesome. Good night, everyone. We are out of here. See you later. See you.